Thanks to our follower for sending in this tip request question asking how many observation hours should I shoot for as a pre-PT? Now, there are pre-PT coaches out there that are saying that observation hours don't actually help your application. Please don't fall for these lies. They absolutely do, but maybe not necessarily in the way that you would think directly. So, observation hours boost your application in the following ways, okay? Helping you determine if you really want to become a physical therapist. This should be obvious for how important this is because if you get into PT school and you find out you don't actually want to be a PT, you're in big trouble, right? So this is actually making sure that you're happy with what you're planning on doing as a profession. Next is to help you understand the scope of physical therapy. So this is why it's important to go and to shadow and observe in a variety of different settings, both inpatient and outpatient. So that way you can be confident that you have a grasp on how physical therapists help patients across the full spectrum in healthcare. Next is helping you to get patient interaction stories for your essays as well as interviews. A lot of times when you're able to go and shadow and observe, those opportunities lead to you being able to directly interact with patients. And those patient interactions give you boots on the ground experience, seeing if you have what it takes to connect with people who are in challenging spaces in their lives, recovering from a variety of different conditions, injuries, diseases, things like that. In addition to that, this also can lead to potential job opportunities. So most of the time, this is in the outpatient setting. But if you are there and you shadow and observe for long enough, a lot of times the PTs, if they like you, are going to extend you a job offer to work there as a tech or an aide. And this is the easiest way to get the most observation hours because you are getting paid and you are getting more hands-on experience than those who are just observing. Um, and it gives you a consistent schedule. So you're able to rack up hours a lot more consistently. Even if it's 5 to 10 hours a week, that's going to be a lot more effective than an hour here, an hour there. Um, and lastly, and probably most importantly, it gives you an opportunity to network with PTs and start building relationships to help you secure strong references or letters of recommendation. And this is a crucial part of getting observation hours. You can't build those relationships short sale, right? You can't build them in a few hours. A lot of times you need to consistently show people that you're someone who develops or has developed certain strengths, attributes, character traits that are going to empower you and enable you to become a great physical therapist. And that takes time. That takes people getting to know you and seeing you in a variety of different situations. So if we had to give you a number for what we actually recommend for observation hours, that number would be our 3-5-4-6 rule, which is 300 to 500 hours spread across 4 to 6 different settings. This would include both inpatient and outpatient observation settings. Now, it is easier to get outpatient hours, so it's likely that the bulk of your hours are going to come from the outpatient setting, and that's totally fine. But that doesn't mean that just because it's easy, that's the only option you should take. We highly recommend that you try to get inpatient observation hours as well. And if it's more challenging to get into a hospital system, you could also reach out to skilled nursing facilities or subacute facilities. That way, it's usually there's a little bit less paperwork and bureaucracy to get into those. If you have additional questions about observation hours or getting accepted into physical therapy school, go ahead and share your questions with us down below, or you can submit them to us via our story on Tip Request Tuesday. Thanks so much and have an awesome Wednesday. Take care.